All right, so Salem, it's about to explode.
Oh, yeah.
It's like someone lit a match and just threw it right into a powder keg.
Yeah.
We've got love triangles exploiting people breaking out of prison.
Mm.
More family drama than a daytime talk show.
It is wild how all these separate stories are like crashing into each other.
Yeah.
You've got Holly still grieving over her father, convinced that Brady needs to pay for it.
Right.
Tate trying to figure out what he feels for Sophia after that whole prom mess.
Oh, yeah.
And Chad on a manhunt for Abigail, while Kat throws a curveball his way.
Okay, let's unpack this starting with Holly.
All right.
She is heartbroken over losing her dad,
Yeah.
but she's fixated on making Brady answer for it. And you can tell she misses Tate like crazy.
Right?
But she's so focused on getting justice that she's about to go all Nancy Drew on Brady.
You know, it's interesting because you can see her struggling with this need for revenge while also trying to find some peace with what happened. Remember that conversation she had with Maggie?
Yeah.
Forgiving Eric is one thing, but holding Brady responsible is a whole different level of complicated.
Exactly. And the fact that she decides to investigate Brady herself is a little scary. What do you think? Is she going too far?
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is she letting her emotions get the best of her?
Right.
Or is this really about righting a wrong? This is something to watch because I think it could go either way, depending on what she uncovers.
Meanwhile, we've got Tate and Sophia.
Oh, yeah?
They're getting cozy at the DeMera mansion. Alone time at Grandma and Grandpa's house.
Right.
That's how you know things are about to get interesting.
And that conversation they have really lays it all out.
Yeah.
You can see Sophia starting to warm up to Tate after the whole prom disaster.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also playing a little game with her mom about where she is.
Oh, yeah. That phone call with her mom definitely sent off some alarm bells for me. Something tells me Sophia isn't being completely honest here.
Well, she could be trying to pull a fast one, but maybe she's also starting to see Tate differently.
Yeah.
They have history, you know, and a sincere apology can change everything.
That kiss they share is a total game changer, though. It seems like they're both feeling something real.
Right.
But could this just be a rebound for both of them?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they really drawn to each other, or are they just trying to fill the void from their last relationships? Only time will tell on that one.
Now let's shift gears to Chad, who's on a mission to track down Abigail.
Okay.
He confronts Kat at the police station.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, things get tense.
The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Oh, yeah.
Chad is desperate for answers. And Kat's new look, combined with her sudden declaration of love for him, just throws more fuel on the fire.
It's almost like she's trying to distract him from the real question.
Right.
Where in the world is Abigail?
Exact.
Her denying any involvement is super shady.
Yeah.
Especially considering how close she is with Clyde. And then she throws in that emotional plea about her mother's fate.
Right.
It's hard to tell if it's genuine concern or just a way to get sympathy.
Yeah, you never know with her.
It's definitely suspicious, but one thing's for sure.
What's that?
Chad isn't buying it.
Nope.
He's determined to find Abigail, even if it means going after Clyde himself.
That could be a really bad move.
Yeah.
Clyde is a straight-up gangster.
Right.
And now that he's escaped, who knows what he's capable of?
Speaking of Clyde, let's head over to the pub.
Okay.
Where Kayla, Steve, and Roman are trying to process the bombshell news that Catherine is alive.
It's a shocker that hits them hard.
Yeah.
Especially John. He's still carrying all this guilt over his past as the pawn, and finding out about Katharina being held captive all those years brings it all back.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, John was brainwashed and forced to do some really messed up things, including stuff that directly affected Katharina.
You can see the weight of all that past trauma etched on John's face.
Oh.
It's a heavy reminder that sometimes the past just won't let go.
It really makes you think about the consequences of our actions.
Right.
Even years later.
And just when you think things couldn't get any crazier, they get news that Clyde escaped during a prison transfer.
Oh, wow.
Talk about bad timing.
This changes everything. Now that Clyde's on the loose, everyone's in danger.
Right.
It's like this ticking time bomb, and you just know it's about to explode. It definitely raises the stakes for everyone in Salem. This isn't just about love triangles and hurt feelings anymore.
Yeah.
It's about staying alive.
So we've got Clyde on the loose, John battling his demons, and Chad about to walk straight into a lion's den.
Yeah.
What could possibly make this situation even more intense?
How about a prison release?
Oh, yeah.
And a totally unexpected encounter.
Mm.
Let's turn our attention to Brady,
Oh.
who's a free man now, bumping into Ava.
You know, I was really surprised to see them having a civil conversation.
Yeah.
After all the drama they've been through.
It is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Their whole dynamic has shifted. They're not enemies, but they're not lovers either.
Exactly.
It's this weird gray area where they have shared experiences.
Right.
And maybe even a little respect for each other.
And their conversation was actually pretty interesting. They talked about Brady's regret over his relapse, the new car Kristen gave him.
Oh, yeah.
And even their shared concern for Sophia.
It's those shared concerns that really stand out to me when they talk about Sophie and Fiona.
Right.
You can see a connection that goes deeper than just being polite.
I see.
They both genuinely care about these young people.
It makes you wonder if this unlikely duo could end up playing a bigger role in everything that's going down. Could they be the ones to find Abigail or stop Clyde?
That's a really interesting thought.
Right.
They definitely have unique perspectives and connections that could be valuable as things unfold.
Okay, so we've got Holly digging for answers, Chad walking a dangerous path, and Brady and Ava forming this strange alliance.
Right?
But let's not forget about Tate and Sophia.
Oh, no.
Who are really turning up the heat back at the mansion.
Things are about to get spicy.
Their story takes a dramatic turn.
Yeah.
As their romance starts to get serious. Remember, Sophia lied to her mother about where she was?
Oh, yeah?
And now things are getting pretty steamy between her and Tate.
And right when things are about to reach a boiling point, we have Holly showing up at the mansion.
Oh, no.
Completely oblivious to what's happening inside.
Talk about bad timing.
The tension is almost unbearable.
Yeah.
Holly keeps knocking. Tate barely registers the sound. And Sophia just brushes it off.
Oh, wow.
It's like watching a slow-motion train wreck.
Right.
You know something bad is about to happen, but you can't look away.
Yeah.
And the fact that Holly leaves without knowing what she almost walked in on just adds another layer of intrigue.
It makes you wonder what would have happened if she had stayed a little longer.
Yeah.
Would she have confronted Tate? Would Sophia's secret have been exposed?
Those are questions that will definitely keep viewers on the edge of their seats.
Oh, yeah.
It's that classic soap opera move where the audience knows more than the characters.
Right.
And it just builds the anticipation.
Absolutely. It's what keeps us hooked.
Yeah.
So we have a prison break, a love triangle, a missing person,
right,
and a near miss that could have changed everything.
Wow.
Where do we even go from here?
That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
I like that.
With all these storylines colliding and secrets waiting to be revealed, anything could happen.
Exactly.
We're likely to see some explosive confrontations.
Yeah.
And twists we never saw coming.
I can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Now, remember John's guilt?
Oh, yeah.
For his past actions as the pawn? This news about Katharina being alive is bringing all of that back to the surface for him.
Right.
It's a classic case of the past coming back to haunt you.
It definitely adds another layer of complexity to the whole situation.
Yeah.
And with Clyde on the loose, you have to wonder if John's past might come back to bite him in a way he never expected.
That's a great point.
Right.
Clyde is unpredictable and dangerous.
Yeah.
And he has a long history in Salem. It wouldn't be surprising if he had some connection to John's past as the pawn.
Okay, so we've covered Holly's quest for justice, Tate and Sophia's forbidden romance, Chad's desperate search for Abigail, and John's haunting past.
Right.
But let's not forget about Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Who's now a free man but facing a whole new set of challenges.
His encounter with Ava was certainly unexpected. And it seems like they're developing a unique dynamic.
Yeah.
They're both connected to Sophia, and they both have reason to be wary of Kristen.
Right.
Could this be the start of an unlikely alliance?
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
And with Clyde on the loose, they might need all the help they can get.
Right.
Remember, Brady is vulnerable right now, especially after his relapse.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to stay sober and rebuild his life. But Clyde's escape throws a wrench into everything.
You're right.
Yeah.
This puts Brady in a precarious position. He's got his own demons to battle, and now he's got to deal with the threat of Clyde, who could easily exploit his weaknesses.
And let's not forget about Kristen.
Oh, no.
She's still out there lurking in the shadows. She's obsessed with Brady, and she's shown that she's willing to do anything to get what she wants.
Especially with Brady newly released and trying to stay on the straight and narrow.
With Clyde on the loose, John grappling with his past, and Kristen potentially making a move. It feels like Salem is on the verge of a major explosion.
It does.
What do you think? Are we headed for a showdown?
It feels like we're watching a bunch of fireworks about to go off
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah, it's a powder keg situation.
Oh, yeah.
And with someone as volatile as Clyde involved, the fallout could be catastrophic for everyone.
For sure.
You know, it's crazy how Clyde being out there just overshadows everything else that's happening. It's like a reminder that even when you're dealing with love triangles and family drama, there are bigger forces at play that can change everything in a heartbeat.
It really highlights how fragile life is in Salem.
Right.
There's always this underlying sense of chaos.
Yeah.
And the past always seems to find a way to rear its ugly head.
So what does all this mean for everyone we've been talking about? What's going to happen as these stories continue to crash into each other?
Well, for Holly, this quest for justice could lead her straight into danger.
Right.
Especially if she runs into Clyde. Her determination is admirable, but it could also put her in a really vulnerable position.
And for Tate and Sophia, their little love fest might not last very long.
Oh, yeah.
All those secrets they're keeping. Plus, the added stress of Clyde being out there and Abigail missing could put a serious strain on their relationship.
And then there's Chad, who's basically challenging a mob boss to a duel.
Right.
His search for Abigail has taken a dark turn. And going after Clyde could have deadly consequences.
It seems like everyone's about to make choices that could change their lives forever. And with Clyde calling the shots, the stakes couldn't be higher.
Exactly. The ripple effects of his actions are going to spread through Salem like wildfire.
Wow.
And everyone will be forced to confront their past, their fears, and ultimately themselves.
Wow. We've uncovered a whole lot of drama today.
Oh, yeah.
So many unanswered questions. So much uncertainty.
It's true.
What happens next is anyone's guess.
That's what makes it so captivating. You're on the edge of your seat wondering what's coming next, who's going to win and who's going to lose.
Yeah.
It's like a real-life thriller unfolding right in front of us.
Absolutely. So you listening out there, that was our deep dive into the latest Salem saga.
Right.
I've got love lies secrets and a dangerous criminal running loose.
Oh, yeah.
It's a recipe for chaos, heartbreak, and maybe even a few surprises along the way.
As we leave our characters at this crossroads, here's something to think about.
Right.
With everything falling apart around them, who will rise to the challenge and who will crumble under pressure?
That's the question we'll all be asking ourselves as this story continues to unfold.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep those theories coming. And remember, in Salem, the drama never ends.